guys, we're at Browns Camp OHV in Oregon.
Welcome to the Great American Crawl.
Yeah, so Airplane Hill, we roll up and there's a nice little gatekeeper. So you kind of go through this little boulder field and it's pretty mellow compared to the hill.
It's a good steep ascent with just like man-made rocks and boulders and Jersey berries all the way up. But there's no, at least there's like no big cliff on the side or at the bottom. There's lots of trees to like recover to. It's a fun one. I always enjoy that one. Yeah, well, I think the hardest part was just like, I saw the line and I was like, okay, I need to like hook hard right to hook hard left and go up it. And it was just hard with everyone parked trying to like finagle my big Jeep over there.
The bottom, there are these very large blocks and you're looking at the whole hill and you're like, wow, okay, this is all gonna suck. And once you're able to pick your line and get past that first kind of just part of the bottom of the hill, everything else kind of just comes naturally.
Yeah, that one was a little weird in the beginning because looking at it, you think you can kind of like take a line just like straight up. And then when you do, you keep, bellying out or like getting hung up on the diffs. So this one was weird because you kind of had to come in at like an angle and then climb up towards this tree and then a hard passenger and kind of like an S almost to get around it. And then after that, you're golden.
I run a bunch of Yukon parts. I have a Yukon locker, I have Yukon shafts, Yukon dry flanges, and man, those things, I abuse my truck and they hold up really strong. They're great and they're easy to get a hold of. They're very prompt, they're very on top of it. They never miss the mark.
Great little rock introduction, and then you get to the bottom of Airplane Hill and there's not a real great line, right? So the left line was good until Nick went there and changed the line. So it took us a while to get up there, but once everyone cleared that first obstacle, I felt my rig did great. It got up there. And we grabbed lunch at the top, and then after that, we pretty much trucked all the way over to
Crushers. Crushers is Brown's Camp's claim to fame almost. When I think of Brown's Camp, I think of Crushers.
The filter for Crushers, I knew that Jeep wasn't going through it, so I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it. Not gonna happen. So the group that I was with, we ended up taking the bypass, the exit, and we went all the way around to the top and hiked down the obstacle.
So that'll just kind of weed out the people that really shouldn't be in there, like, hey, I've got my Passat and I'm gonna kind of dive into Crushers and be just completely screwed. The filters help weed that out.
And then it opens to just this giant boulder field. There's just rocks for miles, and there's not really a line. It's like a playground of rocks. And you can spend an entire day and still find stuff to do, different ways to hit things. It's not like a one in and out. You can get all wild with it and really see what your rig can do. Perfect. Nice. Good deal? Thank goodness.
Everyone was playing on their own time, on their own line, all this stuff, because you have Kelsey and Ari and another Toyota over here. Straight ahead, you had 3 buggies just playing on a different line here. Everywhere, it was like a sea of vehicles just trying different lines. It was pretty cool to see.
So I went left, and it's kind of like very, not straight up. It's pretty steep, and so I'm like kind of, hitting my diff on stuff. So you have to like reposition, get traction where you can, and then go up. And then up at the top, I was and I'd hit that line before years ago. So I was like, oh, I remember you stay right. Well, those rocks move so much that it's not the same trail it was back the last time I ran it. So obviously that didn't work. And which was fine. We got up to the top and I had to winch, which happens. And I'd rather winch than break my truck.
So it's not exactly a trail. It's just, Crushers is more of an area. And the area has so many rocks in it, you can go whichever way you want to. Point and shoot, There's an entrance and there's an exit and there's just rocks as far as you can see.
It looks like an asteroid hit like a giant rock and just exploded rocks everywhere. I mean, the rocks from 6 feet tall, there's giant chasms, and we just played there for, 2 or 3 hours. So that's really where that rig does well, right? So it kind of bounces through it, gets over everything. It's got not too long a wheelbase, but not too short. So it seems like it did great today.
It was comparable to the big Rock Creek at Roush. Except it was all uphill and all the rocks were even bigger. Huge rocks, huge holes. It was absolutely insane.
So, okay, when I came out here, I was excited because, one, I got to meet Ryan Cranfield. He's Rubber Ducky TJ on Instagram, and he's got yellow TJ, so I thought that was like the coolest thing, I was like, oh my God, mine's not here, but his is here, so it kind of makes up for it. So that was really cool. I got to ride with him for a little bit, and then I was also excited because Kelsey let me ride with her too, and even kicked her boyfriend out for me, so I felt pretty special, So it was awesome. It kind of made up for not having my Jeep here, just like seeing some of these vehicles like in person and perform. It was amazing.
It wasn't anything easy. I mean, you could probably, and the guy in the Fiat buggy, I think he spent all day there today.
Move forward, going through, all good. And then, I hit that stump, and I didn't even know there was a stump there. I think it was you that was like, yeah, there's a stump under you, dude. And just keep it cool, and that's a big thing. Like, if I'm not in a good mood or I lose my high, that's where I'm more likely to just, floor it because I'm pissed off. And that's when you break stuff. So kept my cool, just kind of booped around, backed up, booped around, backed up, turned, boop, 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 and then I finally, yeah, I didn't have to pull cable yet.
I didn't doubt you at all.
I know.
I knew you could do it.
I was like, never time.
Making it sound so bad. They're like, oh, you know, you're gonna have to winch.
I was able to come up on that, and that's one of those places where wheelbase and tires make all the difference. If I needed to back up, it was like minor. I would just back up a little bit, and I was able to kind of just go either left a little bit or right a little bit, and reposition my truck and then keep going. And where Ryan was just kind of, I think he came down a little bit too low. So, and even when I was approaching it, I came very high driver, and even when doing that, I almost kind of flopped over, so I had to back up and get my back in a little bit over more passenger, and then I was able to get through it. But when he came, he was very passenger and oriented, and I think that's kind of what hung him up.
And everyone kind of weighed that little obstacle bonus line on the left that was all hardcore. And I watched a couple people do it, and I was like, all right, screw it, I'll try it. Working at it, and I kept making progress. Then I just kind of got to a point where I was just like stuck.
You had a good attempt though. You tried.
It was good.
You were close on some.
It was
some of those
good.
hits.
I could just feel, again, it's like those rocks are huge, but they do move, and I could feel them like my tires getting sucked under them, and then I could just see things and feel, like you feel the whole Jeep like shudder, making some noises, and I'm like, man, if I break in here, it's gonna be a long day. So I got no problems pulling cables. John always does good in the Fiat. I mean, the rear steer, he just kind of dances around everything. That was awesome. No rolls, no flops.
I was impressed, yeah.
We had a lot of people in there, and we had really good luck in there. I think everybody made smart choices and wheeled really well and picked good lines, and everybody made it out. A couple winch lines were pulled, but nothing too big deal.
So we went down, around, and lots of big boulders, lots of off-camber stuff, and we came out, and the people that took the buggy line, there's about 3 or 4 of them, we all grouped up and kicked us out the trail. It was about 25 minutes back to camp, and it was awesome. Awesome day.
For once, we got back to the barbecue early. That's big news.
It was good.
We are about to have our barbecue. Nick's over there grilling with all the guys, and so the Saturday night barbecue that they put on every trip.
And then after the barbecue, we get into the raffles, some awesome raffles from all the brands that help support the crawl, and you know, they always donate some really great things. So I love that part, because after a long, hard weekend of wheeling, it's really great to give back, and I think the people that come to these really appreciate that. The next Great American Crawl is going to be at Big Bear in California. If you want to sign up for that, all you have to do is text GAC 2022 to 54696, fill out the form, and we'll get you all the details for that. So hope to see you guys out there.
I saw this on Jackass.
All right, send her out that way.